Good afternoon, all.
Hello,
Hello,
am I
Dean
audible?
sir, Dean ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, audible. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Dean ma'am.
Visible? Yes, Jasmine. Very good afternoon, sir. Rajendra sir. I hope
Very
you
good afternoon. Good afternoon.
recognize me.
Dr. Pandey sir is also there. May I start,
Yes, please.
sir?
The volume is very low.
Volume is very low.
Very good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, sir, shall I start?
Yes, Jasmine. Kindly start.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries, chief guest, guest of honor, resource person, our deans, Dr. Khan ma'am and Dr. Pandey sir, esteemed faculty members, and dear participants. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you on this one-week faculty development program on legal education and the National Education Policy 2020. The FDP has been thoughtfully designed to bring together scholars, policymakers, practitioners, academicians to engage in meaningful deliberations on how legal education can be strengthened and transformed in light of the NEP's vision. I would like to request all of you, please be patient. I am going to enlighten our program with e-lamp lighting. Please be there.
Yes, kindly proceed.
Thank you so much. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Major General Rajendra Kumar sir, and our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Vinay Kapoor Mehra, for sparing valuable time to grace this inaugural session. I also welcome our distinguished resource persons, eminent speakers, respected colleagues, and enthusiastic participants who have joined us for this academic journey. Now, I would like to request our Dean Ma'am, Dr. Farhat Khan, to welcome our chief guest, Major General Rajendra Kumar sir. Please, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Reshma. Good afternoon, one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to warmly welcome our chief guest, Major General Rajendra Kumar, retired. एक अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, सेना मेडल, विशिष्ट सेना मेडल, प्रोफेसर एंड डायरेक्टर at Amravati University, Madhya Pradesh. Major General Rajendra Kumar is an alumni of ILS Law College, Pune and University of Pune. He joined the Indian Army in the Department of Judge Advocate General, which is the judicial wing of the Army. During his service, he conducted many important court cases, including very sensitive ones. He represented the Indian Army in the Supreme Court and served several high courts of India. While serving in Jammu and Kashmir, Leh Ladakh, and northeastern states, he also took part in important military operations such as Operation Rakshak, Operation Prakram, Operation Juvenile, and Operation Arjun. For his distinguished and extraordinary services beyond the call on duty, he has been honored by the President of India with Ati Vishisht Seva Medal in 2017, Sena Medal in 2016, and Vishisht Seva Medal Award 2009. He has also been awarded several commendations and by the Chief of Army Staff and Army Commanders for his memorial and matrimonious services. He was also awarded commendation for 4 times, once by the Chief of the Army Staff and thrice by the Army Commanders, for his meritorious and outstanding services. Later, he rose to the highest rank of Major General in the Judge Advocate General Department and retired with great honor. Today, under his leadership, Amity Law School is growing with new ideas and vision. Thanks to this online faculty development program, we are pleased to have such a distinguished personality with us today. The online culture has truly removed geographical distance and made it possible to connect with great leaders like him. Please join me in warmly welcoming Major General retired Rajendra Kumar Sir, Vishisht Seva Medal Award, Sena Medal Award, and Ati Vishisht Seva Medal Award winner. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much for giving such a good introduction. Had I
Thank you, sir.
known it,
Thank you
I
for
would have told
joining.
my wife to hear you so that she too would have been very happy to hear good words about me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much to join us. Over to you, Jasmine.
Yes, yes. Should I start?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I will restrict myself to NEP related to the legal education only, instead of going to the entire gamut of national education policy. After this policy was introduced, BCIE, that is Bar Council of India, examined this policy and tried to align with legal education. Recently, the BCI issued instructions how to implement NEP as regard legal education. NEP is not applicable as far as the legal and medical education are concerned, but there are certain modifications which the BCI suggested that legal education should do it. For example, they gave instruction that all 3 new laws, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, they should be introduced in the law course. Second is mediation should be introduced as a compulsory subject, because litigation is a very time consuming process and it is very costly affair. That's why it said 1 ounce of mediation equal to 1 pound of arbitration at tens of litigation. I've seen cases where the litigation has been going for about 30, 40 years. There was a case where an old man of 75 years was being tried for outraging modesty of a girl. And the judge asked him, why you are not ashamed of? You are such an old person and you have outraged the modesty of this girl. He said, that time I was 20 years old. Now the case I am lingering, and the girl whose modesty was alleged to be outraged, she is sitting here and with her grandchildren. So this is the this is a fate of litigation. So then the BCS says the mediation should be introduced as a compulsory subject in the legal education. And then modern subjects like the good subject like AI, which is coming up in a big way, blockchain, cyber laws, robotics, bioethics should also be introduced. Then you see, computer education must be introduced in the legal curriculum, and it should be made compulsory. This computer education, and the courses should be taught in bilingual languages like English, Hindi, or some regional language in addition to English language. A curriculum should be so designed to promote constitutional values like social, economical, political justice, etc. And it should be contextualized with socio-economic realities. Then it was emphasis was given that clinical legal education and practical training should be done. We should not restrict to moot court only. There are other ways like mediation, arbitration, client counseling, youth parliament, modern United Nations. These we should give practical training to students, not only in moot court competition. There are various other aspects also. So these should be done. And in addition to these guidelines which BCA gave after appreciating national education policy, I have got a few suggestions how to make it more legal education should be made more practical. The first is the LLB is a integrated course, is 5 years course, and somebody has filed. There is a public interest litigation which is pending the Supreme Court that it should be reduced from 5 years to 4 years, which is pending. Now, my suggestion is we should have 4-year theoretical, of course, in addition to 20 weeks internship. 1 year last year should be made totally practical. Like in MBBS, we do it 4 years, MBBS degree, 1 year they do it a internship with the hospitals. But internship should be properly formalized. What is happening these days, we leave to students, they go to one place to another place and for 20 weeks mandatory internship. It should be properly formalized. That institution should do it. Okay, you go there, whether they are doing it or not, but actually is happening. The student, they go left, right, and they obtain bogus certificate. They don't learn anything. So it should be properly formalized. Second suggestion is that we impart training to students about in the practical training like moot court, etc. When the faculty themselves are not trained, they don't have practical experience of law courts, they'll not be able to train the students as well. So we should prefer those faculties who have got at least 1 year experience in the courts. Then they will be able to teach the students in a better manner. I have seen here in Amity Law College also, those faculties, those who have got court experience in the courts, they have got practical training, they are in a better position to teach the students. Then the faculties must be permitted to practice after the officer, after they finish with their teaching in the college. They should be permitted to practice. Even doctors are permitted to practice, because if they practice, then they'll have better practical knowledge. They'll be able to teach in a better manner the students. And then, of course, like we have introduced here in Amity Law School, various practical aspects. Maiden Center, we opened it. There's a Maiden Center which has been established in Amity Law School, where we have sorted out about 98 cases which were referred to us by the police and the courts. So we have got trained mediators. There were 48 hours course was run for the teachers, and they are trained mediators there. Similarly, other activities like Pro Bono Club, Legal Aid to the Poor, we adopted 2 villages also, where we go there and impart training, impart all the legal education, sort out their problems. So this is how we should, we should make it a more practical oriented training. Then only we'll be able to do justice to our profession. That's all I want to say as far the legal education is concerned. And Nidhi has been my student in LLM here in the Amity Law School. I thank Nidhi for inviting me, and I thank all of Vice Chancellor of this university, and of course, Madam Professor Dr. Vinay Kapoor Mehra. Thank you, ma'am. Very nice seeing you. And I saw your profile. You have been there in Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. My wife is from Amritsar. I have visited Amritsar many times. And she has studied in this university only, Guru Nanak Dev University. Very nice meeting you, ma'am. Thank you all. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such invaluable contributions. Now I would like to request our Dean ma'am again to welcome our chief guest. Sorry, to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Vinay Kapoor Mehra. I would like to request Dr. Dean ma'am, please.
Thank you, Jiswan ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, we are truly honored to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Vinay Kapoor Mehra ma'am, the founder vice chancellor of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Law University, Sonipat. She is a respected academician and administrator with more than 30 years of experience in legal education, governance, and policy making. She has served as the founder vice chancellor of NLU, Sonipat, and as a Commissioner State Information Commission, Punjab. At present, she is working as ombudsperson at GD Goenka University, advisor at Chaudhry Bansi Lal University, honorary visiting professor at Kalinga University, and national vice chairperson of the Global Excellence Forum. She has also been nominated by the President of India and the Vice President of India for important role at Delhi University and Punjab University. With her LLM and PhD degree, she has contributed greatly through books, research, and lectures in the field of law, women's studies, and grievances. And governance. She has been a part of UGC, NEC, NHRC, and many central and state committees, helping shape higher education and legal reforms in India. A renowned speaker and thought leader, Dr. Mehra continues to inspire with her vision, scholarship, and leadership. We are delighted to have her with us today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Vinay Kapoor Mehra, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, the Vice Chancellor, the Director, and my co-chairperson, Major General Mr. Rajendra Ji from Amity Law School, then Dr. Bhardwaj, who have extended the invitation for this program. So firstly, I'll share my own experience which gives me really a great pleasure to see that the seed I have sown in the year 2020 has become a big tree now. In 2020, we organized a national essay competition on the theme Matri Bhasha Mein Nyay, and we got essays in every language. After that, in 2021, we are hosted a national seminar at Law University Sonipat, where directors, vice chancellors from national law universities, deans, directors of the various colleges and private university, they have attended. At that time, it was in a hybrid mode, but till that date, it was a confusion in the mind of our dignitaries that NEP is not applicable to legal education. But after that seminar, majority were convinced, and then that journey started taking by the various private colleges, universities, and then this Delhi University, and now today's FTP is in that line only. So I was readily accepted this invitation because the topic was very close to my heart. You see that when the national education policy was drafted by the government, there was regular workshops, trainings, seminars in most of the universities and colleges to train the teaching faculty. And after this Madan Mohan Malviya teachers training mission, this you can say has gained more momentum. The purpose is that this policy is student centric. It's for the benefit of the students, but its implement lies in the hands of the teachers. So it was very essential to train the teachers and the educationists. If we see the main thrust of NEP, it says to set up the education system that contributes to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing a high quality education to all, develop a deep sense of respect for fundamental duties and constitutional values. If we see the vision of this document, then there's no doubt left that legal education is outside the purview of national education policy. So we had a long deliberation with Mr. Manan also, and earlier he was not ready, but then later on he was convinced that of course we are not outside the purview of national education policy. So and the vision is equally applicable for the legal education. Now when after that the training, the focus has been on the framing of the curriculum. And in last year, Barkatullah University took the initiative to draft the curriculum of the legal education as per the principles of NEP. And I was the part of that journey throughout. Now they have made a draft and sent it to the UGC as well as to the BCI. I hope shortly it will be implemented in most of the law schools. Now, if we see that the core issues of the NEP, which are equally applicable in the legal education. The first is that the primary education should be in the mother tongue. Why in mother tongue? UNESCO has proved that the brain of the child developed if he is educated in his or her mother tongue. These days, we have seen the children are not able to speak their mother tongue because they are shown English, these cartoons. Parents also try to speak English. So their pronunciation is such developed that they are not able to pronounce Hindi. It happens with my own granddaughter that she can speak English, but she cannot speak Hindi because the pronunciation of these various words, which we call kavard, chavard, that from which part of this mouth or the this throat, the sound has to be pronounced. That training is not given to the child. So that's why this problem is coming. If the child is given training in his mother tongue, so it will be easy to him learn other languages also. I always remember the words of Abdul Kalam ji, who said that I could understand math and science because my teacher taught me in Tamil. Had he taught me in English, I could not have been caught the basic concepts. So conceptual clarity has to be there. So in most of the university, they do the bilanguage, this option to the student. In Punjab, long back, Punjabi University is giving option to the student Punjabi as a medium of writing the paper. In Gujarat, in Maharashtra and MP, they have provided Hindi as another choice along with the English. We are not against any language, but if the child is comfortable in his own mother tongue or in the regional language, so he should be given the option. So the child should be given the liberty. That is the essence of NEP. So in most of the state, they have formulated this three bhasha formula. You know that it was said that it is very difficult to get the glossary of legal language, but I'm sharing here that law ministry has developed a legal dictionary of 65,000 words, and it is still working to chalk out those legal words which are frequently used in most of the Indian languages, not only in Hindi, but all other languages besides 22 languages which have been constitutionally accepted. So I hope very shortly we have that dictionary also, where it will become easy for us to translate any legal document from one language to the other. Then NEP talks about the skill development. Does a law student does not require the skill development? Of course. So this skill education includes oral skill, writing skill, communication skill, then his emotional skills. So all these skills are required for a law student also. So here also this NEP and legal education can go hand in hand. Again, NEP talks about the Indian knowledge system, and we know that we had plenty of sources, though they are in Sanskrit, and we are not reading them. So in our university, we made it compulsory that the student will have to learn Hindi and Sanskrit along with all other subjects. So the curriculum, that whatever the best things, like sir has told that they have introduced mediation. So earlier also there used to be gram panchayats, then other panchayats based on their own community. So it will become easy to get the justice by the people. Then this NEP also talks about innovation and creativity. So the ideas, new ideas. So there should not be any rote cramming. We should not teach the student only the sections or the acts. We also teach them that what is the purpose of framing this law, why it is there, and what amendment are to be required, what changes are to required, because law can't be static. It keep on moving, otherwise it start decaying like a water in a closed pond. So law has to be vibrant. So we should train a student like this, that they should know how to implement this law and in what direction they have to go, because this policy also talks about inclusivity and other things. So the child should be trained right from the beginning. You know that NAC has also developed certain parameters along with other parameters for especially for the legal education. So that means NAC is also working on these lines, that how we can upgrade our legal language. Then it also talks about, NEP talks about interdisciplinary education. UGC long back was giving grants for the interdisciplinary research, but now NEP also talks about this. So along with law, one can have any other subject as a optional or add-on value subjects, so that later on he can go for the interdisciplinary research. Then, of course, NEP talks about the holistic development of a student. So we also require that our students should have a development physically, mental, and spiritual. Because today we see that we are not focusing on all these parameters. That's why even after doing passing IAS or working in AIMS, the person is committing suicide. What is lacking in our present system? We will have to check out that. And I hope that NEP and legal education, they are not against each other. So we can adopt all the best things which our present policy demands from our legal institutions. So our teachers, so faculty development programs like this will train their mind, and they will develop such subjects that there is more and more practical based questions, and there is a conceptual clarity to the students, and they are just not passing the papers and then saying that we have learned nothing during 5 years, and what we are studying is through the courts, and that's it. They will not say like this in future. So I congratulate the whole organizing team for choosing this subject and theme for the FTP. So my all best wishes to the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We would be honored if Dr. Raman Bharadwaj sir would kindly deliver the vote of thanks. Your words will add great value to the session. Please, Bharadwaj sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected colleagues and dear participants. It is my proud privilege of 1 week faculty development program on legal education and NEP. On behalf of School of Law, I extend my deepest gratitude to our Chief Guest, Major General Rajendra Kumar sir, your distinguished career as Judge Advocate General of Indian Army, coupled with your inspiring leadership and contribution as true. We are deeply honored by your gracious presence and your words of wisdom that have set the perfect tone of our. Express my heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Vinay Kapoor Mehra ma'am, founder, Vice Chancellor, National Law University, Sonipat, ma'am, pioneering contributions to legal education, academic leadership, and reformational institutions are a source of inspiration for all of us. Your encouragement has given us new directions to align legal education with vision of national education policy. Thank you, ma'am. To go to our patrons, Dr. Vivek Kapoor, GHRSTU, and Dr. Ina Rajesh, VT, Raisoni, Saikheda, for their constant guidance and support. And I would like also to thank our deans, faculty members, participants, and committee, making a resounding success. With these words, I once again express our gratitude to Chief Guest of Honor for grace with their esteemed presence. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Raman Bharadwaj, sir. The National Education Policy 2020 has laid down a comprehensive roadmap for holistic and multidisciplinary education in India. In the field of legal education, NEP emphasizes fostering ethical values, critical thinking, interdisciplinary learning, and the integration of technology with pedagogy. The policy envisions law graduates who are not only skilled professionals but also socially conscious citizens committed to justice and nation building. The faculty development program will serve as a platform to why this faculty development program to revisit the objectives and challenges of legal education in the 21st century, to understand the alignment of law curricula with NEP 2020's recommendations, to explore the innovative teaching learning methodologies including clinical legal education, research-driven approaches, and the use of digital technologies. Two, engage in discussions on reforms, challenges, and opportunities for educators to prepare students for the evolving legal and landscape. Over the course of this week, we will have the privilege of interacting with distinguished academicians, policymakers, and experts who will share their insights and experiences. I am confident that their knowledge and guidance will enrich our understanding and empower us as an educator to contribute meaningfully to the future of legal education. Once again, I welcome you all and look forward for a week of stimulating discussions, fruitful learning, and collective growth. Let this FDP mark a step towards the realizing the visions of a robust, inclusive, and transformative legal education system in India. Now I have the privilege of inviting our esteemed resource person, Dr. Nita Nath, is Dean at School of Law, GH Raisoni University, Amravati. She holds a PhD in Intellectual Property Law from Maharaj Vinayak Global University and an LLM in Intellectual Property and Information Technology Law from University of Mumbai. With teaching experience at Ananta Law College, Chandigarh University, and KL University, she presently serves on academic committees including Board of Studies, PRC, and International Relations with Presidency University, and Dean of Amravati, GH Raisoni University. He has authored book Innovation, Tradition, Intellectual Property Protection for Traditional Knowledge in India, 2024, and has published widely UGC Care journals, a recipient of Best Presenter Award in Third World Conference on the Human Rights and IPR at on 2019. He has presented papers nationally and internationally and participated in several FDPs and research works, IPR, artificial intelligence, legal research paradigms. I want to hand over the mic and address, and would like to request her, please address us, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a beautiful introduction. I extend my warm gratitude, and as a part of GH Raisoni University, I also extend my warm welcome to all the distinguished guests out today. A very good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed an honor to welcome you to this faculty development program at GH Raisoni University. Today, we all have gathered not merely for an academic discussion, I believe, but to engage with a national vision of how NEP 2020 is more than a policy document. It is a transformative mission, I believe, to make India a global knowledge superpower. To support my thoughts, I would like to quote Swami Vivekananda's thought as education is the manifestation of the perfection already man has. And this timeless thought captured the essence of what education in India has always aspired to achieve. With this, I would like to start my topic today, which was given to me as implementing NEP 2020 opportunity, challenges, and roadmap. So overall, I will not be talking to legal perspective, but overall what the NEP is all about and what the policies are saying. So I will be focusing on that. Respective distinguished guests, I would like to start my talk today on NEP with a historical root of Indian education. Now, we all know that the Gurukul Pratha of India has been the astonishing system of learning and development. When we look back at India's civilization history, education has always been central. It is the prime source of all the aspects in the society. The Gurukul system emphasized holistic learning, where the Guru and Shiksha shared a bond. And I believe with this NEP, we will be discussing such more aspects where this bond sharing things, which was been the culture of our land, has always reflecting, and we will be learning how this bond reactivate the academics, value, discipline, and life skills. To refer institutions like Takshila, which was there since 700 BC, and Nalanda from 4th century, were global center of learning, attracting students from as far as China, Greece, Persia, and so on. Subjects ranged from medicine, maths, and astronomy to philosophy, arts, and literature. Now, India was once a beacon of multidisciplinary education, which ma'am has very beautifully revealed, Dr. Vinay Kapoor ma'am, that the multidisciplinary aspect of NEP. So that is what our tradition is also talking about. Post-independence, India adopted its first national education policy in 1968, followed by a revised policy in 1986, which was modified in 1992. This policy aimed at expanding access, quality, and quantity. Equity. Quantity sense in terms of vasting the educational parameters. Yet there is many challenges which we as academician we follow and we face every now and then. Rote learning, rigid streams, and inefficient vocational intrigue. As ma'am also has mentioned that the faculties must also be trained to train the students. The next context of NEP 2020 emerged. It is in this context a policy that does not abandon our root, but rather reviews their spirit, while aligning education with 21st century global standards. With this, as an introduction to my talk, I would first put a question to my listeners today, the respective participants and distinguished guests. Like, if you had a power to change one thing in our education system overnight, what would it be? So I repeat my question. If you had the power to change one thing in our education system overnight, what would it be? So please kindly reply on the chat box. So such interactive session we had. It should not be one-on-one. Otherwise, everybody might sleep by the time I finish my talk. So let's have an interactive session now. So I would like, and I would hope that I have hopes that people will be replying to my question. Now, transition of NEP content. What is the content of NEP in a very small way? I would like to speak here as we have inherited a rich educational tradition that I have already briefed it, but we also face modern challenges. NEP 2020 attempts to bridge these, the challenge which is there in the modern education system and the system which was in our tradition. So it is a bridge between these two systems, combining the holistic multidisciplinary essence of Nalanda, as already mentioned again, with the flexibility and innovation needed in today's world. Let us now look, or rather I would say that I will start my the vision of what this transformational shift it brings. The vision basically had in my context as 5 perspectives. Going with the first one, it is the financial and infrastructure constraints. How I'm saying it? Because NEP envisions increasing public investment in education of 6% of GDP. Published in NEP article, I will quote the article number as well, PIB 20036660. By stating this article, they have said that historically India has struggled to cross 4.5% of the said ratio or the target of GDP. Higher education, creating multidisciplinary universities in every district, and digital infrastructure for blended learning. All demand huge financial commitment. So this is one of the, you can say that a challenge ahead, which we as a academician or educational institutes has to and have to face. The second challenge, as ma'am also has mentioned, as well as Ravindra sir has also said that to promote the latest concept of education, the teacher should also be trained. So the second point of my as a challenge goes as faculty training and capacity building, which nowadays we do it as FDP. Teachers are the heart of NEP. Without teachers, NEP cannot and is not possible. But are we ready? Are we seriously ready for it? The most challenged thing comes at the shifting to outcome-based education system. Outcome-based education system using technology, monitoring student, and adopting new pedagogies requires large-scale professional development. Many institutions still treat training as optional, like this FDPs and all such other training perspectives. Many institutions yet. NEP makes it essential, and NEP has a perspective that such development requirement or training for the faculties must be essential to all the institutes. The third challenge which comes in front of us is institutional reconstructing. Institutional reconstructing, if I am saying, that means the plan to phase out affiliated college. The plan to phase out affiliated colleges and move towards autonomous, which we, GH Raisoni, is already having autonomous. We are autonomous university. And such university should also have multidisciplinary perspective in transformative, but also disruptive. They have multidisciplinary transitions or perspective, but it is still disruptive. It is not connected to each other. It means revising governance, curriculum structure, and academic freedom. Like still, we are bound by so many perspective where we cannot take our own decision as an autonomous institute. We are bound by policies or education perspective, which we should and we are trying to cope up with this too. The fourth challenge, which I would say, is equity and inclusion. Now, what is equity and inclusion I'm talking about? I'm talking about NEP emphasizes educations for all. NEP emphasizes education for all, which article and the constitution of our land is also saying. Education for all, especially disadvantaged group. I mean, when we do our result analysis as a fast learner and slow learner, and then we do not exquisitely do anything for slow learner, like that should be very much profoundly established, like what we are really going to do for the slow learner group of education or the students. Rural students, women, and Divyang learners. Divyang learners are a part of the society, I believe, where schools cannot reach, our educational institutions cannot reach. So these rural students, in our legal perspective, we try to enrich our many of the policies by doing enrich programs, like legal aid is one of the enrich program, which we go to many places as we select small places as a village, we adopt them, we train them, we guide them that how and where law should and law is guiding them. So that is also one of the which NEP is really emphasizing on, and to larger extent we are still struggling to do it. Yet socio-economic barriers are also there, gender gaps are there, digital divides are deeply realistic, because digitally of our villages are not equipped enough to get digital education, as in they don't have a simple TV or a simple connectivity where they can see what the prospective policies are going to do for them. But forget about the digital platform of education. So that is, I think, the biggest challenge which we will be and we are facing. If we do not bridge these, especially the one which I just have mentioned, equity, the vision of universal access will remain unfulfilled. It cannot fulfill the what NEP has, the vision and the perspective to do. The second challenge, which restricts many time the institutes, the higher education institute, as resistance to change. I mean, we don't have that mindset, I believe. Infrastructure is also a challenge, which always require a huge sum of fund to such infrastructure. But the mindset should also be very much prompt, as ma'am also said, that our law is very interactive and interchanging to as how the society demands the law change. I mean, to the primary objective of the law doesn't change, but yes, we do come up with various kinds of amendments and changes. Why? Because that's what the demand of the society is, and we have to do it as a law teacher or a policy maker of it. But this mindset to change our perspective of giving education in many of the places are still the same. They have no they have no mindset to change it. That's what I have so far. I have gone with the throughout my research for NEP. I have gone through such prospect. Faculty, administrator, even parents often resist change. Like a small example I will be giving. Like what I feel is coming to college is mandatory. It should be there. Without coming to college, you cannot gain as prospective learning can never be fulfilled if you do not come to school, if or education institution, if it is mandate. But still parents will be saying that no, my child is coming from so far, so they can't come and attend the the university on the regular basis. And so why, what is the need, and what is the proper perspective you have while you have put your child to such programs? So that I feel that should be mandate. It should not be 75 or 100%. It should be the mindset of our educational system as well as the parents, which will make it a mandatory perspective to come to the institute and gain education. And their way, that will be a two-way, because how far students will be enthusiastically coming, and the teacher should have a challenge in explaining that part. This is what I'll be speaking on, the challenges that has so far the policy is having. Now, shifting to the role of faculty in NEP implementation, firstly, I would like to share a few narrative of what I have. When we talk about NEP 2020, we often focus on structure, policies, and institutions. But let us be clear on this part that no reform, as I have already said, and I will be saying it again, that no reform can succeed without faculty ownership. Like if the student feel like I will be sitting at home and then I'll just be getting the degree and my work is done. So that can never fulfill the objective of NEP. Teachers are very core of NEP, as I have already mentioned. And hence, an educator don't embody these challenges, then no policy, however visionary, can achieve its goal. So with that, I have with me 5 again prospective points, which I will be sharing with the dignitaries and the respective audience out here. The first of mine, which I have come up as a challenge to me as well, being an academician, the curriculum design and outcome-based education. That is, in short, we speak as OBE, outcome-based education. Now, NEP encourages moving from rote learning to conceptual understanding and critical thinking. So these are the 3 key parts which NEP is focusing on. That is root learning, and ma'am has very rightly said that root learning can only be more firm when it is done in our own respective mother tongue. To conceptual understanding and critical thinking. Faculties are expected to redesign curriculum around outcomes, not just what student covers, but what they can do. With that study, what the other perspective can be, what the learning stage can be. Like, it should not have just a mentality that, oh, 5 units I have to deal with. Okay, 5 is CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5. I have to map it. I have to design the questions. I have to go to the class and deliver the lecture and finish. No, it should not be. With CO1, if I'm teaching the introduction to, say, suppose I'm teaching legal methods and Indian legal system. So in the first part of the subject, it has the unit called what is a law, or the basic structure of law, what law is. Like, if I cannot make the student understand what law is and directly giving him Keshwananda Bharti versus State of Kerala, it will have no resonation. Like, they can never come up with such perspective. They cannot. So the conceptual learning is very, very, very important. I mean, what is a law? The student should be very much well equipped with this answer, I believe. Faculty are expected, as I've already said, to design their curriculum according to it. So I believe CHOs are more important than CC. That is the curriculum. The curriculum are more important. The structural of the curriculum is more important than the curriculum. Like how I'm going to structure it, how I'm going to make it more experiential learning to that particular program or the structure. That is what the teacher should do and must do. The shift demands that we map learning objective, as I said, teaching strategies and assessment all together. So that should be very, very crucially be assessed than just delivering a lecture in the class. For an example, I would like to share here is, in law, instead of only teaching constitutional articles, we can build outcomes such as a student be able to analyze a Supreme Court judgment and apply constitutional principle to a case study. Like instead of just teaching him what Article 14 is talking, what Article 19, what Article 21 is talking about, so we can do, like we can make them to analyze a Supreme Court judgment in the very initial stage, and then to ask them how this constitutional principle is relevant to that judgment. So that can, I think, have a very interactive way to study the subject. Because I'm a law faculty, so I will be teaching or talking rather in that perspective. Pardon me if I'm only talking about law. Then the next, what I feel is the innovative pedagogy. We need to adopt learner-centric approaches. As sir and ma'am both have said that NEP focus on student-oriented. NEP is student-oriented policy. So this is what NEP is saying, that we should adopt learner-centric approach. And learner here is we both the student as well as the instructor or the teacher. Problem-based learning, flipped classroom, situational stimulations, and interdisciplinary projects. The breaks, this 3 or 4 perspective which I just mentioned, that is a problem-based learning, flipped classrooms, stimulations, and interdisciplinary projects. These breaks the the perspective of art, commerce, irrespective of if I'm teaching to art student, commerce student, and science student. That is what the NEP has also mandated. Here again, I would like to quote one incident or instant, as we say, as illustration. Like I once saw an engineering student solve a civic issue by combining technical solution with legal awareness and social outrage. That is a true interdisciplinary learning, I believe. I mean, it's not that a civil engineer has been asked to draw a model or construct a bridge, but what perspective or what parameters it should have to construct that bridge, what are the legal perspective one should have. One should not, to construct a bridge, I cannot infringe anybody's fundamental rights, which the fundamental, the Constitution has given us. So if a person is not aware of about what so that is the MOOC is doing. MOOCs or SWAMs are doing, right? This is a very important perspective. Like the Constitution of India has become a very important subject in all the disciplinary, irrespective of engineering, irrespective of hotel management, because whenever I'm doing, and the Constitution is very, very firmly and very strictly, rigidly saying that nothing can go beyond the Constitution. So Constitution is very important that one should and must know as a citizen or as a responsible holder in both the cases. So next, as research and publication, that also is one of my perspective which a faculty must have. The National Research Foundation aims to democratize research fundings, and in all the perspective of our or the all the visions and missions of any institution, being any university, it has a department called R&D, L&D, right? And then that department does what? It focuses on the faculty development in terms of research and development. Because until and unless I am very much equipped of what I'm talking, I cannot deliver that in the class. So that is also very important, and that should be, and we have a 5 years perspective plan where we see that funding, we have to bring funding from or funding projects. We should be, and we should be very much enthusiastically doing it. It is not the 5-year perspective plan for any institute. It should be a 5-year perspective plan for ourself, our own self. Now, then only we can approach any institute to develop, because self-development comes first, and then it will be carrying the development of the institution by its own. So research and publication is the most important thing, I believe, but due to some academic pressure, or due to some that kind of work assigned, many of us we are unable to do it. But that should not be an excuse. That should be very much systematically, chronologically, should be set as a parameter of our own development, self-development. So I believe that this 5-year perspective plan, which all the university gives us as a department, as a individual instructor or a faculty, that should be very much with the self prospect. Then we will be able to do all the justice of the what NEP has directed, or what NEP has the vision to do so. Even teaching focuses, colleges are engaged to interactive this kind of research into classrooms, and I believe that even in classrooms, as such assignment or any kind of internal assessment, this kind of assignments should be there. There should not be any you just pick a topic and give them a lame assignment that please come write it down. No, that should not be like that. I believe that should come up with a very authentic, with all the parameters, that AI should not be there. AI should not be much. That is the parameter what we said, 4%, 5%, 10%, whatever. For a very beginner, we can set it as 15% AI you can use, and then thereafter followed by I'm missing that particular word, where we check that the work is our own. So that those parameters should be there to assign any assignment to a student, and then followed by that as a publication, either in school journal or in some known journal. Law Bhumi ho gaya, and then Law Sikho, they give a very good platform to student to publish their work. So I think that should be the set, and that can only be done by the teachers, but not anybody else. The second is mentorship and student support, and whatever I have just spoke, it all comes under this point as well. Mentorship and student support should be the prime focus of any institution, because many of the students come up, as I have so far seen in my experience being an academician. I have seen several kinds of emotional well-being that is there. We have to address. There are very much career-oriented things which should be addressed by the teachers. No other person can address these things, because students don't get the confidence that their parents will understand them. Many a times their perspective with the study and the the career options are very much distinct. But still, being the faculty or of that student or teacher of that student, we have that power to mold it or to justify it whether they are right or wrong. So in that case, mentorship and student support, it's the foremost and most important thing an institution should have. And that is what NEP is also emphasizing in a holistic development. NEP is saying that it emphasizes as a holistic development, that is mentorship and student support, which guide the student not in any emotional well-being, but career values, emotional well-beings, and lifelong learning are part of our new roles. Like when my student, they come and they share their experiences as they have been selected to X abroad university, Y abroad university. I really feel proud of it. And they till date, they come and they share their dissertation topic, their research topic, and they ask me that, ma'am, do you have any? They still have that confidence that if we share with ma'am, we will get a right guidance. So that is something which we should be very strongly address. The second is institutional development, which already NEP has a slab thing, which say primary education, higher education, and then it say about how to implement it. So these are the points which I'm just discussing, as how to implement it and what are the streamlines that will come, the after effect that will come, the conclusion that will come if we are going with a very parallel perspective of how primary education and higher education system should follow according to NEP. Going further to my discussion, now I will be talking about the technology integration. Before I move further, I would like to hear from you that, do you have any doubts till far I have gone? I mean, do I'm really making sense of talking how I am? Because I don't want that it should be not connected or not linked. So it's only you who can give me a feedback and I can go further off it. So any questions regarding whatever I have just discussed? Or may I move forward with the permission of the chairs?
Ma'am, please move forward because we have a question answer session.
Okay. No, that is fine. That is there. But moving forward in classroom में भी हम करते हैं ना कि पढ़ाते पढ़ाते बच्चों को पूछ ले कि मैम सिर्फ पढ़ाए जा रही है, बोले जा रही है, but that should not be like किसी को कुछ
या
समझ
फिर
में ही
कुछ
नहीं आ
समझ भी आ रहा है.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So moving forward, as I said, my next point of discussion is technology integration. And nowadays we are only focusing on it, being it distant learning education, being it class learning education, as a smart board usage of education, as PPTs, as sharing notes to the students, everything come to this technology integration, I believe. Previously, हमारे टाइम पे तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. So we used to go to all the faculties and ask the sir, बता दीजिए कि what should we implant in this answer and how we should write. And we used to have a very library usage, very regular based. But nowadays, I don't see anybody, until and unless I push them that please go and sit in the library, they will not go. So I don't know, like this is, I think, the impact of and or drawback of technology or not, I don't know. Somewhere the traditional touch should also be there, I believe. So technology integration, moving forward, I would like to start here is, if faculty are the heart of NEP2020 mentioned, technology is the nervous system that NEP itself is saying, that connects and amplifies our efforts. NEP envisions a future where digital tools don't replace teachers. That is what I was talking now. It should not replace teacher, right? It should be a very privileged learning tool, but it should not replace teacher, but empowers them to reach more learners, personalize learning, and make education inclusive and engaging. With this, again, I have 4 points, and they are as blended learning models. So we know that these management system has played a very vast and very severe role while when the country has drawn with the tragic pandemic of COVID. Since then, LMS has triggered a very crucial part of education system, I believe. The of face-to-face for LMS and blended learning models. The days of purely face-to-face or purely online teaching are behind us. Blended learning, a thoughtful mix of classroom teaching with digital resources, is the way forward. A learning management system, that is LMS, like Model, Google Classrooms, or proprietary university platforms help us attract attendance, deliver content, and assess progress in real time. So when we were talking about, the CHO, that is the course handout, or the structure, how we make to have a very interactive class. So this is one of the blended mode which should be included. We should have certain videos which we can show to the student. We should have certain what do you say, learning tools which we can use as a pedagogy, as a part of our pedagogy, to teach or to have an understanding for students at the classrooms. Example, during the pandemic, just now I was saying, many of us used LMS not just to upload PPTs, but to create discussion. And I think from there, this WebEx has also come into effect. I was in Chandigarh University and we used to take class in this platform itself, that is WebEx. And track attendance, it's very easy because it's very genuine. We cannot manipulate the attendance. Then deliver content and access progress in real time, and we can record our own delivery, and then later on we can go through it so that if there is any requirement of any improvement, that can be done. That is what LMS and blended learning models is talking, and it is very much emphasized as an NEP structure. Second is MOOCs and SWAMs, that just few minutes back I have mentioned. Faculty can enrich curriculum, and that all these things are there in our 5 years perspective plans as well, to have accumulative and to encourage students to attend MOOCs and SWAM NEP2020 courses, and that is one of the structure of the curriculum as well. This does not replace teaching. We should not think that it will replace our teaching perspective, but it supplement and allowing us to spend more time monitoring, less time lecturing on basis. As a colleague, I know one of my colleagues who asked student to complete an NEP2020 course. It's an incident that I'm sharing with you. On data analysis, then used classroom hours for such case discussion. The result of it, students arrive with stronger fundamental and deeper curiosity. Means they have curiosity about the subject, they have more and enthusiastically approaching the teacher on what is what, to know the things more deeply. So that is what the MOOC and SWAM courses do. Second is digital assessment and e-portfolios. Assessment is no longer just pen and paper, I have already said, and online quizzes, gamified assessments, e-portfolios allow us to measure capacity, application, and growth over time. NEP encourages continuous evaluation, and digital tools make it feasible. So NEP is saying that it should be the part of the curriculum. Second, and the fourth one is AI, VR, AR and VR and immersive learning. AI, AR, VR, immersive learning. Artificial intelligence is one of the perspective of what I'm just talking about now. Artificial intelligence can personalize learning, suggesting resources based on student progress. AR and VR, that is, we can have virtual classrooms, we can have virtual courtrooms, moot courtrooms, we can have, because it is very progressive way of or tool of learning where the unavailability of the students becomes impossible. I mean, in my school, I have people, those who are more than 65 plus, 70 plus, 80 plus, and they are so much encouraged to learn law at this age. But that is obviously not possible for them to come every day to college and attend the classes. So this pedagogy, that is this learning of AR and VR kind of pedagogies will have a very immense role in playing such learners part. Imagine a law student virtually stepping into a classroom to observe trial proceedings. It will be very wow to say. Or a history student walking through Mohenjo-daro in 3D. Isn't it? They will have a very, like how we are having, like even our backgrounds are virtual. It's not real. Even while conducting the meetings, we can have the background as how we need. So that is something very interesting, and that VR and AR system of learning is doing all about. Coming to the technology interactive in a narrative sense, effect, I have already said about blended learning, MOOC, SWAM, digital assessment, and emerging tools. Way forward, I would like I'm almost in my conclusion of my talk, and way forward, we have explored the role of faculty and power of technology, but where do we go from here? That is a big question mark. What's next? NEP 2020 is not a one-time reform. It is a living road map that demands continuous efforts, collaboration, and vision. Collaborative approach, if you are asking me, like, ma'am, could you please tell me what is a collaborative approach? That is the future lies in partnership, that is government providing policy, support, institution offering resources, faculty leading to innovation, and students creating learning. Means there is nothing like we are standing alone. That should not be there. It should be collective to everything. And the most interesting part here is in this approach can be the shift of or the exchange program which we do with the international universities. Like we transfer our faculties there, we call their faculties, we shift our students there, we call their students, to have a perspective of how the educational policies there and here. It gets a very beautiful comparison way of having the NEP reforms. Now, as an example of it, we can also have that university partners with local industries, NGOs, real world, I just said, all such things. Then continuous professional development, faculty development that we are already doing. NEP stress lifelong learning. It is not one-time learning, it's lifelong learning for student and for us. Micro-credential refresher courses and peer learning. So this peer learning is very interesting, which I have also used many a times in my pedagogy of teaching, where I give a topic to a student and ask them to teach. And they teach so beautifully, so beautifully. In fact, they do it more beautifully than what I would have done. So that is what we should involve them. So this is also one of the perspective of NEP, peer teaching. Learning groups must become part of our culture. Like that should be a part of our culture. In this instant, I would like to share another situation which once I have with one of my senior professor who enrolled in an online design thinking course alongside her student, along with her student. The impact on student motivation was incredible because they think that my teacher is also learning with me. So that is also one of the very beautiful and very prospective or progressive part which CBD is talking about, continuous professional development. The third one is monitoring and evaluation. Implementation requires accountability. Tools like NAC, NIRF, and even SDG linked indicators will measures how we are achieving NEP goals. So as ma'am also have said that NAC is also seeing how legal education can be more beautifully mapped, and we can see that how NAC can go with the parameters of law schools separately, not overall to the university. So this is what monitoring and evaluation thing is. Fourth is ethical, inclusive, and sustainable practices. So obviously, the way forward is not just about technology or ranking. It's about values, how we value our learning, how we value our education policies or educational vision, mission of our institute. NEP calls for equity, environmental consciousness, and cultural rootedness. We must ensure no student is left behind, regardless of background. And I believe none of the institute does it. It always open to everyone. Whoever is capable of teaching or sorry, learning are very much welcome as a student. And that should be always the approaches. And here is, I should reflect one illustrative reflection saying that if we imagine an institution, think of your own institution, like imagine an institution which I own. If you had a power to change just one practice tomorrow to align more closely with NEP, what would it be? So I believe that would be something which I have already mentioned as faculty technique training, curriculum redesign, technology adoption, and inclusivity in initiatives. As a closing and call to you, I would here say that as we come to the as we just have come close to this session of NEP 2020 is not just another educational policy. It's a movement, one that envision India as a global knowledge superpower while remaining rooted in equity, inclusion, and sustainability. Faculty not passive faculty are not passive implementers, but active catalyst. Each lecture are designed, each mentoring conservations we hold, each experiment we encourage. These are the bricks with which NEP will be built. Stating with this, I would like here to share 3 points. Faculty as change maker, which I say that you are not just teachers, you are an architect of transformation. Policies can propose change, but only faculty can deliver, as I've already say it in the classroom, labs, and commitments. Encouraging participants. These FTP, I believe, is not the end. It is the beginning. The real change will happen when we take ideas from here back to our institution, experiment boldly, and share our learning with colleagues. And as an acknowledging the thing, I really thank Raisoni Group for creating this platform where we can come together, reflect, and prepare ourselves for the exciting journey ahead. That's all. NEP 2020 is not waiting for us. It has already begun. That's all from my end. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of our organizing committee and all participants, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Meeta Nath, for taking the time to share her valuable knowledge and insights with us today. Your insightful and thought-provoking session has enriched our understanding of new education policy and will certainly guide us in our academic professional pursuits. We truly appreciate the clarity, depth, inspiration you brought to this FTP. Thank you for your gracious presence and for making this program more impactful. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we open the floor for questions. We encourage all participants to share their queries, reflections, or comments. Please feel free to raise your hand or type your question in the chat box, and we will address them one by one. Please, participants. And there was one question at first when you asked during the session. This is from Ms. Manjusha. I will go for substantial increase in budgetary allocation on education. On that time when you asked the question.
Sorry. I will go for substantial increase in budgetary allocation on education.
Yes, when you were asking during the session, first time, first question. She posted the question in chat box. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I need to answer, like, I am not much clear about her question.
Okay,
Can you
Miss
please,
Manjusha, ma'am,
help me out in that?
are you there, ma'am? She is not available now. Is there anyone? Do you have any question?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Very
are.
much audible.
Yes. So, ma'am, my question is, if the word has, medium of action in regional language or local language, then isn't it going to affect him in higher education? What are your views on it?
See, thank you for this very effective addressing to the people, everyone. It's actually, we used to believe it is having a very big impact, but I believe nowadays it is not, because if I speak about the legal fraternity, because I'm from a legal fraternity, so I would be more justified if I talk about it. Like, supposedly, if I don't know my mother tongue and I'm studying uh, my legal education in Bengal, like I'm from Assam, and I don't know Assamese supposedly. In my primary education, I didn't get Assamese language. So what is the pro or cons which I'm facing here is, if I'm going to do my subdivisional courts, I will not be able to read their documents, because lower courts has everything in regional language. So that is where the importance of regional language comes. It has the impact. We are not saying, we are not against of teaching English. We are just saying that the primary section or even the higher education, even in my curriculum, I have added Saral Marathi. Saral Marathi will encourage student, I believe, to learn the legal aspect of Maharashtra in their own religion language, and to, because law is all about, how you interpret it. If you do not understand the objective of the draft, you cannot, and hence you cannot fight in the court of law. So that is where the beauty of regional languages are. So whatever, my father always say me that wherever you go and wherever you work, you try to learn the regional language. So that is where the connectivity will come. The first aspect of what I have just discussed in my first way, that the connectivity, the bond of guru and shishya will only come with this regional perspective. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone who want to ask questions?
Yes, you should visit. You should visit uh, police stations, court, jail, and these are, I think, Pandey sir will, and ma'am will also agree with me, for ma'am, that we have in our curriculum this kind of visits.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. I want to ask a question.
Yes, Adarsh, please.
First of all, thank you for the insightful session.
Thank you
my
so
question
much
is
for
that-
understanding my session.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes.
My question is on higher education and research. Like,
Yes.
how can NEP 2020 help higher education institutions in India to build a strong research ecosystem, especially for emerging researchers and smaller
The best thing is multidisciplinary research. If you want to emerge as a researcher, and if you are doing it Coopers and Web of Science and all such A, B, C category of journals, which we generally prefer, the university will prefer you to doing those kind of research, and that is multidisciplinary. If you are doing it, you will be emerging very rapidly, very fast. So I think if you merge, so for an example, if you merge management with law and write a paper and publish it, I think that response will be quick than only writing a law, because there will be more criticism to your writing than reading. So it's better to go with multidisciplinary, I think.
Thank you so much.
And that is also the perspective of NEP. I'm not saying that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm not saying that. Yes.
Anusha ma'am is saying this session is very beneficial in understanding NEP in relation to legal education.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Because we are from legal fraternity, so all the examples and will be from law things. So like we can't help it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good evening, madam.
Very good evening, sir.
How are you?
It's my immense pleasure that you have given me such a breakthrough to be a resource person in FDP. We have so far, we have just got the certificate, but this is my first
Ma'am,
time
it
that you have
is,
given me a very beautiful platform.
it is our fortunate that you are a part of the Raisoni and you are with us,
Yes.
and you are ready and without any hesitation on a single call. So we would like to thank for being us. And I would like to share one document, as you said that we have to incorporate our syllabus for the code visit and many more.
Yes, sir.
Raman, I have a right to share.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have made this syllabus. This is the mood code.
Yes, sir.
I have that this is visible to all.
Okay.
This is in 10th semester,
Okay, sir.
but the thing is that this is classified into two categories. First is the moot court, this is for the 50 marks.
Yes.
And second is the internship, this is also for the 50 marks.
Yes.
And for this internship, during 5-year program, total 20 weeks internship is mandatory for all students.
Yes.
Each term of internship shall be minimum 4 weeks and there shall be total 5 terms. Each term of internship is for 10 marks. That means every student shall go for internship for minimum 4 weeks per year
Yes.
under the law firms, associate chambers, etc. from 3rd semester to 10th semester. That means we have made mandatory
Yes.
to connectivity with the student to the law firm and with the lawyer. And students shall maintain their internship diary during internship and all diary from 3rd sem to 10th sem shall be submitted to concerned faculty member in the 10th semester.
10th semester.
So this is the continuous evaluation and continuous teaching and learning process, critical aspects of the legal terms.
Right.
So we have already incorporated your things what you have suggested during your lecture.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay,
But the
ma'am.
one question which I have, I don't know, I'm having that capacity to have the suggestion as you are
Ma'am,
more senior
please.
and learned in that case.
Please.
So this moot court, I believe
Hmm.
instead of 5 years or fifth
Hmm.
year, why not we implement this moot court curriculum since from the beginning? I mean,
Yes,
from
yes,
the first
ma'am,
year
please.
itself.
Moot court is for 50 marks.
Yes.
Every student shall be required to participate at least 3 moot court competition
Hmm.
at national, international, state level from 3rd sem to 10th semester.
Yes.
They will submit their all memorials and certificate in 10th semester to respective teacher.
Okay.
50% marks shall be given on written submission of record of all moot courts in which students have participated, and 50% marks shall be based on viva voce.
So, sir, can we do it like from the first year itself? Can we introduce moot court? Like,
No problem, ma'am. I have made syllabus. This is
Uh-huh.
extra curriculum activities from the first semester to 10th semester.
Mhm.
We have teach them the basic things of the moot court, and then after the examination, then class examination and everything. So I have prepared, and it will be produced in this second
Please
semester
share,
onwards.
do share
Second
the
semester
tips with
onwards.
me. If
Okay,
you
ma'am.
can.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. I will share with you.
Much obliged, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, ma'am. Yes. Mute. Your mic is mute.
Yeah, from Andhra,
Sorry.
AP.
Sir.
I am from AP. So I suggested that my question is making the part of this moot court in first year is very difficult, I think, because the 5DC students, there are certain non-law subjects are there.
True.
So whenever that is introduced, then it may be difficult to the students. But moreover,
No
in
problem.
the
We are
BCA
agree with you.
curriculum, yes, sir. So in
We are
BCA
agreed with you,
curriculum,
but we
though
have to teach
centralized
them.
syllabus is made, but some autonomy is given to the universities to design their own way.
Yes.
So that is causing problem to the students, I think. Then why the centralized system is not following by all universities commonly? That is my question.
Yes, ma'am, please.
As I have also mentioned, I think, sir, your point that there are many boundaries which we, and I think that is the only reason for it. That being autonomous, having an autonomous, we cannot do how we feel like or how we think it is. So I think there are policies, educational policies like Bar Council of, like we, the legal fraternity, we have to follow what Bar Council speaks. So I think there are many boundaries which they draw, and we have to follow. That is what I feel. Mudhrati sir, if I pronounce your name properly.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. You being a law faculty,
Yes, sir.
yes, you highlighted certain things relating to law. But
Yes, sir.
though this our NEP and the law is a different two things. Our BCI is more concentrated on law, and
Yes,
NEP
yes.
is a different thing. But in future, if this both come together, if frames a new thing, then it will be very beneficial to the legal students.
I think, sir, that has already been addressed by Vinay Kumar ma'am in her first interaction itself.
Yes, yes.
She has rightly has addressed or has made us clear that NP is working or it has streamlined with the legal educational policies or that kind of streamline is
Yes,
almost
yes, yes.
there is, and it will be more in future, I think.
Yes,
And
yes,
NAC has also going there because we in NAC we only go with the parameter what NAC is talking for the entire university. There
yes, yes,
individual parameter. So if it will be grateful to organization or bodies if they can do it in a legal perspective. So we can implement many more ideas or that kind of implementations into our schools, respective schools.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your insightful lecture.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Okay, bye, bye. Thank you.
Now, we would really appreciate it if Dr. Raman Bharadwaj sir could give the vote of thanks for today's session. It would mean a lot to us. Have you acknowledged the contributions of the speakers and participants or all of our dean sir and ma'am? Please, Raman Bharadwaj sir, please.
जी मैम. Good afternoon, everyone present here. On the behalf of School of Law, GH Raisoni Skill Tech University, Nagpur, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks at the conclusion of today's session, the 1 week faculty program on legal education and NEP 2020. First and foremost, I express my deepest gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Neeta Nath, Dean School of Law, GH Raisoni University, Amravati, for her enlightening and thought-provoking session on the new education policy. Your valuable insights have not only enriched our understanding, but have also inspired us to reflect on the reforms and opportunities that NEP brings to the legal education. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our leadership, academic collaborators, Dr. Nitin Pandey sir, Dr. Farad Khan ma'am, and once again, Dr. Nitanath for their constant encouragement and guidance in making this FDP possible. A special note for the appreciation goes to our convener, Dr. Jashwin Khan, and co-convener, Ms. Abhiruchi, for their tireless efforts in planning, organizing, and ensuring smooth conduct of this program. But not least, I thank all participants from within the Raisoni Group Education, outside institution. Your active involvement, questions, enthusiasm, and have added immense value to our today's session. We look forward to a continued participation in coming days of this FDP. Thank you once again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Shall I sign off?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving me this immense pleasure and a platform to deliver my things. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, participants, there's an announcement. I will be sharing the feedback form for this session in the chat box. Please fill that feedback form. And the link will also be displayed after you will sign off the meeting. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.